Hello friends, welcome to HRIQ Education. Friends, in the previous video, uh, we have discussed about the various MCQs from the Workmen's Compensation Act, and this is the second part of the video. In this video, we will wrap up the Workmen's Compensation Act, which is now known as the Employees Compensation Act. Friends, I have seen some of your comments in my previous lecture on the MCQs on Factories Act and on the MCQs on ID Act, I guess, and I have replied to some of those comments. Hope you have satisfied with that. Nearly two questions were wrong, and I made few mistakes, only two mistakes in the Factories Act. It can happen by anyone, so I have apologized for myself. I will now start the Workmen's Compensation Act Part 2. I will be making the questions more carefully than ever before. Okay, so focus on this lecture and get prepared for Coal India exam. Let's start today's video. We'll start with 226th question. The question is, to calculate the compensation amount, the wage ceiling under the Workmen's Compensation Act is rupees 8,000, rupees 12,000, rupees 18,000 or rupees 24,000. So the wage ceiling under the Workmen's Compensation Act is rupees 8,000. So option A is the answer. Then the next question, where the temporary disablement lasts for less than 28 days, the payment of compensation is to begin from the 16th day after the expiry of a waiting period of 3 days from the date of such disablement, the 16th day from the date of such disablement, 1 month after the date of such disablement, 28 days after the date of such disablement. So when temporary disablement lasts for less than 28 days, then the compensation is to begin from the 16th day after the expiry of a waiting period of 3 days. So option A is the answer. Then the next question, let's zoom it. Yes, where the temporary disablement lasts for 28 days or more. In the previous question it was less than 28 days, and in this question when the temporary disablement lasts for 28 days or more, the payment of compensation is to begin from 10th day after the date of disablement, 16th day after the date of disablement, 28th day after the date of disablement, 10th day after the expiry of 5 days of waiting period from the date of disablement. Here the answer is option B, 16th day after the date of disablement. Actually it is 16th day from the date of disablement. Okay, it is not after, it is from. Okay, then the next question, maximum period for payment of compensation in case of temporary disablement is option A 5 years, option B 3 years, option C 2 years, or option D 1 year. So the maximum time period is A 5 years. Then the next question, what is the funeral expenses to be deposited with the commissioner for payment to the oldest surviving son as per the Workmen's Compensation Act 1923? As per the Workmen's Compensation Act, rupees 1500, rupees 5000, rupees 7500, or rupees 10,000. The funeral expenses is rupees 5000. It is still 5000. In some video I have seen that it is given as 10,000, but I have checked the Bear Act and the Labor Bureau, it is still rupees 5000. Then the next question, who has the authority to review the half monthly payment on the application of either employer or employee? The inspector, the employer, the employees compensation commissioner, or the chief inspector of state of factories. So who has the authority? It is the employees compensation commissioner. So option C is the answer. Then the next question, what is the payment of interest rate to be paid by the employer when he or she fails to pay the compensation within 1 month? It is the 5% or 10% or 12% or 15%. The interest rate is 12%. Option C is the answer. Then the next question, the maximum penalty given by the employer, maximum penalty, when he or she fails to justify the delay in paying the compensation is 20% of the amount payable, 30% of the amount payable, 50% of the amount payable, or 75% of the amount payable. Amount payable means amount payable for compensation. Okay, actually option C is the answer. 50% of the amount payable for compensation is given as the maximum penalty when the employer fails to justify the delay in paying the compensation. Then the next question, in case of fatal injury, the compensation amount is to be deposited with whom? The Workmen's Compensation Commissioner or the Employees Compensation Commissioner, the employer, the occupier, or the labor inspector? So in case of fatal injury, the compensation amount is to be deposited with option A, the Workmen's Compensation Commissioner or the Employees Compensation Commissioner. Then the next question, the maximum amount of advance can be paid to the dependent of the deceased employee is the maximum amount of advance. The maximum advance. 1 month's wage and not exceeding the total compensation amount, 2 months wage and not exceeding the 50% of the total compensation amount, 3 months wage and not exceeding the total compensation amount, 5 months wage or not exceeding the 50% of total compensation amount. So the maximum advance is 3 months wage and not exceeding the total compensation amount. Then the next question, the right to compensation under the Employees Compensation Act can be suspended if the worker refuses to be medically examined, the worker leaves the vicinity before the expiry of 3 days from the date of notice. Both option A and B are correct, none of the above. So here option C is the answer. Both option A and B are correct. Then the next question, any claim before the compensation commissioner for compensation is preferred within how many days from the occurrence of the accident? Within 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, or 2 years? It is actually within 2 years. So from the occurrence of the accident, within 2 years any claim is preferred before the compensation commissioner or the commissioner for compensation. Then the next question, who is empowered to appoint a commissioner? For compensation? Employer, state government, inspector, central government? So here the answer is option B, state government. State government is empowered to appoint a commissioner for compensation. Then the next question, which of the following can be the qualification criteria for a commissioner for compensation? Which of the following? A member of a state judicial service with 5 years experience, an advocate or a pleader with 5 years experience, a former gazetted officer for 5 years and having qualifications in personnel management, industrial relations and human resource development, that is HRD. Then the next option is all of the above. So all of the above options are correct. In any if any one of the above qualifications criteria is fulfilled, the person is eligible for commissioner for compensation, that is the compensation commissioner. So option D is the answer, option D. Then the next question, what is the penalty or fine range for the employer if he or she fails to inform the employees about their right to get compensation? If any employer fails, then the penalty will be option D. It is actually option D, rupees 50,000 to rupees 1 lakh. Then the next question, what is the penalty under the Employees Compensation Act for failure to maintain the required notice board? If any employer fails to maintain the required notice board, the penalty will be option A, 5,000 to rupees 10,000, rupees 10,000 to 20,000, rupees 20,000 to 50,000, rupees 50,000 to 1 lakh. So the penalty will be rupees 50,000 to 1 lakh. In maximum cases, in the Employees Compensation Act, the penalty is rupees 50,000 to 1 lakh. And the next question is, which of the following acts, if in force in any organization, the injured employees and their dependents don't have any right to compensation? Which of the following act? Which of the following acts, if in force in any organization, the injured employee and their dependents don't have any right to compensation under the Employees Compensation Act? Okay. Employees State Insurance Act, Industrial Disputes Act, Minimum Wages Act, or the Payment of Bonus Act? It is actually the Employees State Insurance Act. So in those organizations where the Employees State Insurance Act is in force, no provisions of the Employees Compensation Act can be liable. Okay, so this is it for today. Hope you have liked the video. If you have liked the video, then please like it, and if you have don't subscribe to my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notified when I upload my next video. So thank you for today. Keep watching, and keep your comments in a safe place. Don't use abusive language. Okay, thank you.